So, chat, Jimmy Kimmel gets pulled off the air by ABC indefinitely following the comments the host made. And I think I have those comments. He basically, it's so crazy because maybe if his information was accurate, it wouldn't be that serious, But it's the game you play when you work for these companies, and you have a station on these companies, and you're playing a dangerous game because if the joke hits, you're a star. You're the reason why you have the show. But I think in this case, the joke was misleading. I think that's the biggest issue. So I know people are going freedom of speech issue, and some people are going on the other hand and saying it's not because of the false information and how it's such a sensitive time. And I will say, like, I think that it's so weird. We live in a crazy time where jokes are so hard to make. Like, I feel bad for comedians. I remember back in the day when I was growing up, like, you can actually have comedy, you can actually say jokes, and people will laugh, people will take it as a joke. But nowadays, everyone is so sensitive. And to be fair, I think that there is a lot of everyone is kind of on their toes when it comes to the situation. We really need peace at this time, and he mistakenly made that joke and kind of demonized a side, and you don't want to demonize either side. We have to come together and start the conversation. And even if you're a fan of Charlie Kirk, for example, I watched a lot of his debates. I think that's something that he would want. I remember he one time in his debate, a lady asked him, why does he even do this? Why does he go to campuses and talk? And he mentioned that, when conversation stops, violence begins. So we got to keep the conversation going. We have to keep, whether you believe it or not, you disagree or not, like, the fact that we're talking is a good thing, because you don't want to point fingers. You don't want to say this person's at fault, because we're all at fault. We're all humans. We're all a part of the same thing. We're all trying to look out for our families and try to make it to the next day. And that's just the truth. So let's not look at each other as a side that they're on. And I hope you guys don't look at me as a side they're on. We're just trying to make it. But I think to speak to Jimmy Kimmel, he just said the wrong thing at the wrong time, and he got cooked. And these companies, man, they got money behind them. Like, if you're working for a company right now, you say the wrong thing on the internet, you type the wrong thing, they'll cook you too. You still have your freedom of speech, but you might not have a job. That's kind of how it is.